Hello, everybody, and welcome. Let's start in a comfortable seated position, either Vajrasana or cross legged is fine. We're just going to start with a shlokam and then we will start with our breathing. Okay, so we'll start with something that says, let us go from darkness to light and let us go from um, no knowledge to knowledge. Okay, a simple Sanskrit shloka. Asatoma Satgamaya Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. I'm going to take deep breaths and chant Om after that 3 times. And deep breath in. Place your palms down. We're going to do this square breathing that we learned earlier. So we're going to start by closing your left nostril and breathing in with your right nostril. And we'll start with 1, 2, 3, 4 and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in with your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out with your right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out with your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. In with your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out with your right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. In with your right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. In with your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out with your right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your hand down. And breathe in and out. You can keep your eyes closed. Swami Adi Shankaracharya says that our mind is the cause of all bondage as well as the cause of all freedom. So, from our mind, do we become encumbered, and from our mind, do we become free? And it very often happens that when you're able to recognize and name a thought or an emotion, suddenly it doesn't have as much control over you as it did before. But we are learning to become our own witness. We say witness in modern theater, but we're talking about, they use the word sakshi, or like something that is you're seeing yourself, you know. So, in this process of learning to be your own witness, it's we need to start small. So today what we're going to do is we're going to try to watch our own breaths, and there's no judgment. If you're uncomfortable here, change how you're sitting. But we're just going to take 21 breaths. Okay? Just deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. And as you inhale, you're just going to visualize the breath going in through your nostrils. I don't know if you have a color for your breath. You know, it could be blue or red or yellow, whatever color. Like it's going through your nostrils, down your trachea, filling up your lungs. And then when you breathe out, you feel your lungs compressing, your diaphragm going up, and the air coming out. So we're just going to bring our attention to something small and tangible like our breath, so that we can become witness to something in our own bodies. That's the whole premise of yoga and many physical forms, actually, because they become meditative in the fact that you're able to bring your mind to a single point of concentration. But how do we take this single point of concentration into our lives and our actions and our feelings and our interactions is another step altogether. So for now, we're just going to watch our breaths. Okay? 21 breaths. It might seem long and tedious, and even I feel it's tedious on some days, but let's just go for it. Okay? So breathe in and visualize that breath going in. Ready? And in, out. It's coming up through your nose and out into the air, and in. And it's filling in, passing through your nostrils, into your trachea, into your lungs, and out. And in. And out. And in. And out. In. Keep your mind on your breath. And out. I know there are other thoughts that want to come in. Out. And in. Out. Visualize that breath going in. Out. And in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Feel that breath. And in. You can feel it on the insides of your nose, down your throat, and out. And in. Out. As the thought creeps in, that's okay. Just observe it. Bring it back to your breath. In, out, and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Watch your breath going in again. Relieve any tension that you may have in your shoulders and your neck. Out, in. Feel your neck releasing as you breathe out. And in, out. Last one, in, out. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly drop your head, chin towards your chest. Roll down towards the floor. Just touch your head to the floor. Stay there for a second. Blink your eyes open in that darkness. Press your hands towards the floor. Slowly come up. Today we will need a chair. I know many of you spend some time at your desks sitting on chairs. So we'll learn to use our chairs to stretch and move around as much as we can. Okay, we'll start gentle and then we'll work up a little bit. I know in your offices sometimes you may feel awkward to get up and stretch with your hands on your chair, but trust me, it's worth it. Because the more you move, the better your blood flow is, the better sleep you get, the better your circadian rhythm is in the morning. We'll talk a little bit about that later this week. But it's important to just move. We were meant for movement, all of us, whether we want to accept it or not. So have your chairs. We'll just start on the mat and then we'll move to our chairs after. Okay? So just lie down on the mat and we're just going to start with some gentle stretches with your knee pulling into your chest like we did last time. Right knee in, release, and left knee in and release. Right knee in, pull it in, release, and left knee in and release. Now you're going to bring your right knee in, take it over to the side, just twist and come back in and release. Other side, bring your knee in and twist and back, center and release. Once more, right knee in, we're going to twist and bring it back in and center. Other side, in and twist and in and center. Now you're going to hold your right knee, roll up and sit up. Now we're going to come back into standing directly and we're going to use your chairs now. So just bring your chairs in and you're going to sit down on your chair. Try to place your feet on the ground. If your chair is too high, maybe use your yoga blocks and place them under your feet. So once you're sitting down and you're steady, you're going to use your hands and we're going to do the curve and arch on your chair. So curve and use your hands on your knees, arch. Once more, curve and arch. You always want your spine to be mobile, because the more mobile your spine is, the less it ages. Because when you grow older, sometimes your vertebrae collapse one on the other, and that's when you get disc issues and all of these things. So you really want to keep your spine flexible and mobile forever and ever. And arch and curve and arch. We're going to do this a few more times. And curve and arch. Again, curve and arch and curve, arch and stop. Now you're going to do heel rises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. It's right here. This really helps with venous return, and it's something you can do while you're waiting, writing emails, anything. So you just helps with, venous return is when the blood goes down to your feet, and when it pools there, you really want it to come back. You want it to come back so your heart can pump that deoxygenated blood back to your lungs to get oxygenated. So when you get swollen legs, or the blood pooling in your feet, this is one of the things you can do to help it come back, and bring it back. So again, curve and arch and curve and arch and curve and arch and curve and arch. Keep your shoulders down, neck long, and few more. Arch. So when you don't want your shoulders lifting up, you want it pulling down, and close your lips and curve and arch and curve and arch. Back to this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going, 5, 6. So try to make your weight over your big toe, so you don't want your feet going out like this. So your knees and toes are in line. It helps also with your alignment later when you're standing. Keep going. I think that's about 10 or 11. So let's do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to place your left hand on your right knee. Take your right hand onto the chair behind you and twist. Breathe in, just a few gentle breaths. Deep breaths. 1, 2, neck long again. Try not to lift your shoulder. If you want to hold it lower on your chair, that's fine too. 3, release. Other side, right hand on your left knee. Take your left hand behind you here or down, whatever is more comfortable, that doesn't let your shoulder go up. And twist and breathe. Deep breath in. 1. And try not to tense any muscle that need not be tense, like your shoulders, your neck. 2. Everything else is relaxed. And 3. Now we're going to come back to our legs. We're going to do simple. You're going to hold on to your chair, and you're going to lift your right leg, lift your left leg. We're just going to do marches. If it's difficult for you to do marches seated, you can lean back on your chair slightly, okay? But you want to try to keep your back straight. You don't want to curve your back when you're doing this. So you can lean back, but try to keep from your waist till your shoulders in a straight line. So you're doing marches like this. Otherwise, I really like this. So 1. 1 is just simple. You're pulling your knee in. 2. 2. This works your hip flexors a little bit like what we did seated a few sessions ago, but this keeps it in an erect position and it works the same group but in a different way. Okay, and 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Keep your neck long. 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Now come back. We're going to do the twist again. Left hand on your right knee, right hand behind, and twist. Breathe. Shoulders down, neck long. 1, 2. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 3. Slowly release. Come back to center. And right hand on your left knee and open. And deep breath in, deep breath out. And 1. Down. 2. Try to keep your eyes, eyelids, jaw, everything relaxed. 3. Back to center. Hands either here or back, whatever is more comfortable for you. And now we do the marches. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Make your knee go straight up. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Now you're going to take your right leg and cross it over your left knee. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're just going to bring this knee in, and as it goes out, you're going to lean forward. Okay? So bring your knee in, and as it goes out, you lean forward. 2, 3. The same idea. You want to hinge. So from your head to your waist, it's a long line. You're not curving. Okay? You keep it elongating. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Lengthen. 6. Lengthen. 7. Lengthen. 8. Lengthen. Reach, 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 reach. 9. Lengthen. Lengthen that back. Very good. And 10. Lengthen. Change. Cross your left foot over your right knee. So ideally your ankle should be on this part. Okay, you want your ankle to rest there. If it's a little here, it's harder and it's stretching your ankle, so just cross it a little bit more as much as possible. So bring it in, and as you press that knee away from you, gently lengthen. Breathe in, lengthen. Keep that breath long, and that use that exhalation to help you lengthen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One side may be tighter, that's okay, just observe it. So go down as much as you can. 8, and down. 9, breathe. 10, and down. Now get this foot down. Now we're just going to do stand and sit on your chair. So go as much to the edge of the chair as possible so that you're comfortable. Now you're going to stand up. Now ideally keep your back, head to your tailbone long, hinge back and sit down. That's it. And up, hinge back and sit. And you're going to keep both your knees in line with your toes when doing this, okay? Just hip distance apart, like your hip bones, this distance, and keep both your knees in line. So when standing and sitting, you don't want your knees to go inside or outside, okay? Let's continue. And down, 3, up. Make sure your knees are pushing out, that they're not caving in. And 4, hinge, up. So reach that sit bone back, down. And 5, and down, 6, and down, 7, up, and down, 8, up, down, keep your neck long, 9, up, down, last one, and 10, up, and down. We're going to do your right leg again now. Maybe try to get lower with your back now. In, breathe in, out, and in, out. Push that knee out and reach forward as much as you can. And in, but keep your back straight. So don't curve your back. So keep it straight and reach forward as much as you can. And in. Use that breath to help you. In. 6, 7, 8. Breathe in and out. 9. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. And 10. Release. Change sides. And in. And lengthen. And in. 2. Lengthen. 3. Reach. 4. Lengthen. 5. 6. 7. 8. Lean forward as much as you can. Use that breath. You'll already be feeling more mobile. 9. 10. Now we're going to do the standing and sitting again. Okay? So press your feet into the ground. Make sure, check your toes are parallel. Make sure your knees are not caving in. Okay? Press your feet and up. Sit back, sit back, sit back, and down. If you need to use your hands on your chair slightly to get up, just use it to get up. And as you reach back, if you need your fingertips, go ahead and use that. That's not a problem. Eventually, you can get rid of that and just do it with a hinge. But reach back, reach your back long, and then sit down. And 3. And down. 4. And down. 5. And down. 6. And down. These are all exercises you can do at your office on your chair. And down. 7. Reach and down. Relax anything else. Don't tense your shoulder, not your neck. Down. 8. When you come up, try to stand up all the way and down. So you're not standing only till here. You're stretching your knees, stretching your hip also, and your ankle, all of it. And down. Last one. 10. And down. Right? Now I'm going to stand up and you're going to go behind your chair. This is one of my most favorite stretches for your shoulders. So we stand up. We go behind your chair. I'm just going to move this chair a little bit in front. It's a little bit like the hamstring stretch we did last week, but we're also going to work and stretch our shoulders and our, our thoracic spine. So first, you're going to reach your hands forward, walk your legs back, and just kind of rest as much as possible. So doing this will also help your downward dog. It'll help your hamstrings. So now if your back is curved right here, what you need to do is bend your knees slightly like we did earlier and lengthen your back. So you may feel the stretch here, you may feel the stretch here, you may also feel a stretch in your back, but ideally it's more about opening your shoulders and your hamstrings at this time. So you can keep fists or keep your fingers like this, lengthened out. So don't sink into your shoulders, keep your shoulders pulling down. So if I'm facing forward, I'm not sinking in, I'm keeping my shoulders pulling down, and you'll feel the stretch here. Like so, your lats are activated and shoulders are pulling down. So lengthen out, bend your knees, reach and stay there. So if your knees are bending, now you're going to slowly try to straighten your knees and lengthen your back at the same time from the base of your spine. Once more, bend your knees and lengthen. I really feel that if you need to stretch your back and your shoulders, you really should do it even if it's in your office. This is normal. Nobody should think you're strange if you do this in your office. 3, breathe. And 4. I would actually even recommend taking a yoga mat to your office and just putting it down wherever you can and lying down and stretching for a little bit. Although that may be out there, I think we all need it sometimes. 5. And if you're working from home, just put a yoga mat and do the stretches in between. Okay, I know I'm talking in between. Just continue to do the stretch. 6 and lengthen. 7, lengthen. 8, lengthen. 9, so your hamstring should feel lengthened, lengthen. And your arms also opened out by now. 10 and lengthen. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use the chair, lean forward and press. So if you reach back, see my heel is trying to reach the ground and I'm kind of stretching my ankle. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my calf muscle is stretching. 7, kind of like the rises I'm doing, but I don't want to do this because then it's not stretching. I really want my toes to face this way. 8, 9, 10. Change legs. 1. Try to keep reaching that heel to the ground while your toes are facing this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to do this hamstring and arm stretch. Now, if you feel more lengthen, you can move your hands lower. But we're going to do the same thing, lengthen. I'm going to keep my hands up here because I also want to feel a shoulder stretch, which happens easier at a higher level. Okay? So, if you want to go more into your hamstrings, you can move your hands down here. It's not as much of a shoulder stretch, but a higher level would give you a slightly more, you'll feel the stretch over here in your lats. And bend and lengthen your back and stretch. And 2. And stretch. And 3. And stretch. And 4. And stretch. 5. Stretch. 6. Stretch. 7. Stretch. 8. Stretch. 9. Stretch. 10. Stretch, lengthen. Now step that leg forward. And 1, 2, reach that heel down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reach the other side. 1. You'll really feel that stretch in your calf muscle, but you have to keep your toes facing straight. You can't let it go outwards, okay? 4, 5. Breathe into it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now come back. If you can and your chair is stable, you can place your foot on top. If this is difficult, find a lower place to place. Now we're just going to go forward and back. So you're going to stretch the same muscle we were doing sitting down with that leg cross, but it's a slightly deeper stretch. So either keep it here or keep it up here. Okay? So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can even use your desk if that's more stable. 6, 7. It's more about just kind of leaning forward and keep pushing your knee out. So if your knee is up, you get less of a stretch. 8, 9, 10. All right. Other side, change. Keep your foot up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your neck long. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do lunges, but we're going to use the chair as your support. So keep your knee straight. You're going to step your leg back. You're going to go down as much as you can and use that chair to come back up. And use the support of the chair. Go down as much as you can and come back up. But your knee, like we discussed before, you don't want your knee to cave in. You want your knee to push out. And you're just stepping back and coming back up. So we're using this as a little bit of a support now. And down and up, down and up and down. 2, 2 and 3, up, 3. You want to try to form a 90-90 angle if possible. So keep pushing that knee out and keep the toes straight. 4 and 5 and 5 and 6 and 6. Keep going. 7 and 7. Going. 8 and 8. Last 2. 9. If you do this, you might work up a sweat in your office, but you can do a few. It'll keep your blood moving. 10 and 10. All right. Shake your legs out. We're going to stretch this again. Keep this foot up again. This time, we're going to try to hop your back leg a little further back. Make sure your chair is stable and it's not going to fall off. So reach. And 2. So each time you go forward, try to push this thigh out. 3, 4. It might be here, that's not a problem. It might be here, that's also okay. Whatever is comfortable for you. Find a height that challenges you. Don't push it too much because pushing it too much often makes it worse. Okay? And 5, 6, breathe. 7, 8, neck long. 9, 10. Change legs. Other side. And 1. Neck long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep breathing. 8, 9, 10. So now what we're going to do is, as long as your chair is stable, we're going to try to do a squat and sit back. So use your hands on the chair and anchor yourself and sit back and come up. Yeah? So sit back So now you don't have a help of anything, and come up. If you need to hinge forward a little bit, that's fine. But what you should not do is let your knees go forward like this. You really want to push your bum back like you're sitting back on the chair like we did before. So you don't want this. You ideally want this, and you can lean forward a little bit. Eventually you can get your back upright. But for now, if you just hinge your bum back and keep your knee mostly over your heel, I'm good with that for today. And go back, 4. And up, use the chair, 5. So if you can get your gaze up now, that's great, fantastic. So use it just to kind of keep your gaze up and chest facing forward. And 6, keep sitting your bum back, up. 7, keep sitting your bum back, up. 8, up. And 9, up. And 10, sit back and up. Very good. Shake your hands. Now you're just going to stand up. We're going to do some simple loosening exercises that you can stand up in your office next to your chair and do. We'll do more chair kind of workouts, but for now I'm just doing the things that you'd be comfortable doing in office, and at least a few of these you can definitely do comfortably while you're in office or in between when you're working from home. So now we're just going to swing our arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, just rotate those arms. 3, as much as possible, back. Now back to front. 1. So really try to keep your shoulders and really keep the movement from your arm socket. 4, other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're just going to take this arm over. Use your elbow over your palm over your elbow and pull it. You know, I get confused with body parts. And pull it, like when I'm speaking, I'm saying something, but then I'm thinking something and it gets confusing. And elbow of your left hand, palm of your right hand, and pull it back and just feel that stretch there. Because we tend to stretch your neck muscles a lot, especially when you're at the desk. So we're just going to take this. We'll sit back on the chair for this. I'm going to show you what to do with your neck. You're going to curve your back, but you're going to use your elbows to curve your back and curve down, right? And it's also stretching your back, and you're going to roll back up. So use the weight of your elbows to kind of pull your head down, and you're curving this. So it really feels relief at the back, and you're coming back up. It feels like you're like kind of like a question mark, but this part gets stretched. Once more, and curve. You might look really weird if your hair is like coming out like a fountain like mine, but that's okay. And come back up. Be mindful not to hold it for too long, because sometimes you'll like overstretch your neck, So just go in and out, and if you feel comfortable afterwards, you can hold it. And we're just going to do this stretch which we did, pulling to the side. This is something you can do at your desk, pulling to the side. And pulling to the side, when you pull to the side, reach the opposite fingertip down, and pull to the side and reach that opposite fingertip down. Now hold this, and you're just going to arch. Sometimes you really feel a crack here. Sometimes I feel a crack in my thoracic spine, but it feels exceptionally good. So hold the chair and kind of extend your back and arch. And release, and once more. Extend, arch as much as possible, and release. We're going to do one more stretch. Twist, and twist again. A little quicker on the twist now. And twist, and twist. Twist, and twist. Release, clasp your hand behind your back, extend it, lean forward and down. I feel this particular stretch is very relaxing. I'm not really sure about I don't know, the physiological thing of it or what it activates in your nervous system. Maybe I can learn about that and share with you sometime. But I always feel really calm and relaxed when I do this stretch, even on the ground when we do it, or even on the chair. So just clasp your fingers the other way, open your chest, and roll down, reach over. And just kind of stay there. Release any tension you may have. Stay and relax. Release your hands. Hold it. Breathe down. And slowly come back up. Now we're going to come back to your mat. I'm going to move the chair away so I have some space. We're just going to do some back stretches to finish up. So you can lie down on your mat, on your stomach, and going to reach your hands on either side and take your toes and reach to the other hand. And release, and the other side, reach. And release, and the other side, reach. And release, the other side, reach. And reach. And reach. Exhale and reach. And exhale, reach. A few more times, keep reaching those shoulders down to the ground. And reach. Breathe out. Feel that stretch. Even if your toes don't reach all the way, it's just about twisting in that. Use your hands. Lift up for a gentle stretch. Like I said before, you can move your hands forward if you need to. Push back. And separate your knees and sit back on your heels. Stay there and breathe. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Slowly sit up and come back up. So this session was more about just opening your body, and gentle stretches and activating is not as much about like building strength, but it's to make it accessible for all of you to kind of, the days where you don't want to move, you don't really want to exercise, you can at least do this much. And when you do this much, suddenly your body feels more open, it's available, you can move. And even on a work day, while you're at home, at the desk, just a little bit of movement like this suddenly, makes you, actually you'll sleep better and you'll wake up better. So for today, we were talking about how it's important to learn to bear witness to ourselves. And that's a long process. But the exercise that we did at the beginning of our session, where we were just bearing witness to our breath and visualizing our breath going in and out, your thoughts would have gone away. If you can repeat that exercise even sometime again, like maybe in the evening or tomorrow morning, try to repeat it, and in your journal, just write down how it feels to watch something quietly and intently, because this is something that we're losing in today's world, because we have so many things that we keep swiping, and we're unable to keep our mind and focus on one thing for an extended period of time. So just note down how it feels to have that kind of attention on your breath. The second thing that you can enter in your journal is how does it feel when you are done with breathing? That same focus and attention that you have on your breath, can you extend to some part of your work? Whether it is reading something or analyzing something or writing an email or just checking only emails. So, how do you extend this kind of single pointed focus into some other aspect of your life? Or it may be even just listening to something that your friend is saying, or your mom is saying, or your partner is saying. How do you keep your focus on one thing and really have that intent and quiet to be able to have that concentration on one thing? So see if you can extend this focus to something in your life. Write about that in your journal and see how that feels, and try to do this breathing exercise at least once more. So I will see you again for our next session, and hope you have a wonderful, restful, joyful day.